Let's look at my autographs from TV presenters, Strictly stars, models and others. Ahoy everybody, and welcome to the next in my look at my autograph collection videos. That was nearly a sentence. We're moving on to this folder, which contains TV presenters, Strictly dancers and possibly judges. Don't think there are any judges in here, I might be misremembering. Models, which I'll have to be careful of because a couple of the images contain nudity, and then some bits and bobs at the back. So let's get cracking on this. So first up we have Janet Ellis, TV presenter, also done a bit of acting, and now she's a novelist as well. Mother of Sophie Ellis-Bextor, of course. Met her at London Film and Comic Con. She was lovely. Really happy to have met her. Then we have a legend, which is Nicholas Parsons. Presented Sale of the Century for years on radio. Has been the host of Just a Minute for more than 50 years. Actor as well. He was in The Curse of Fenric, the Doctor Who story. He was sidekick to Arthur Haynes for many, many years. Just an all-round legend. He was at Collectomania, one of the ones at the football stadium, and really happy to have met him. Oh, at a different Collectomania in the shopping mall, I met Brian Cant, best known to people of my generation as a children's TV presenter on Play School and Play Away. He also was an actor, and he also appeared in a Doctor Who. It's either Tom Baker or Pertwee. I think it was Tom Baker, but I might be misremembering. It might even have been earlier than that. But yes, that was Brian Cant. He was clearly getting old, so he wasn't very chatty, but it's nice to have met him. No longer with us. Then we have Kate Lawler, who won Series 3 of Big Brother, and is now a radio presenter. If you've watched my DVD collection videos, you'll know that I used to watch Big Brother when it first started, but then stopped after Series 6. But Kate was my favourite Big Brother winner. I just really liked her, and of course she's beautiful as well. So I wrote to her and received that one, and you'll see another one or two as we go through the folder. This is Sarah Hendy. Sarah started off as a presenter on Bid Up TV, which I don't think exists anymore, but was a shopping channel on Freeview. Received a bit of a cult following because clearly a very attractive woman, but a lot of fun as well. And she had her own website because she developed such a following. She then, when she left there, she actually got a job. First of all, she did a chat showy type thing on BBC Three. Rufus Hound was one of the other presenters. I can't remember what that was called. But then she got a job presenting, what's it called? The T4 show. It used to be on in the mornings that Alexa Chung and all that were on. Brain's gone dead, I'll put it on the screen. But then she decided that she wanted to quit presenting, and she believed she became a yoga teacher. But back in the day, she did a little competition on her website where she did a silly quote, and first person to email her with where the quote was from, she'd send out a signed photo too, and it was just a lyric from a Jason Donovan song, nothing obscure or anything, but I was the first person to get in touch, so she sent me this, and she's put JD Forever, as in Jason Donovan Forever. This is another one of the Kate Lawler ones. When I wrote to her, I wrote to Nell McAndrew, the model and TV. I'm not sure if she's presented. Yeah, I think she did do some presenting and personality, and she did loads of adverts and stuff like that. And she was in the Jungle, and I really liked her in the Jungle. She came across really well, so I decided to write to her. And this is a photo I sent, which she's nicely signed for me. Okay, I am very carefully covering the right hand side because there is nudity. But on the left hand side here, we have Emily Booth, who I could have put in the film actors one as well. She's an actress and presenter, does a lot of low budget horror films, and she presents on related TV channels to that, and has done some other stuff as well. And she's just lovely. So I wrote to her and she signed that for me. Then here, he said very carefully, this is the page 3 model, Leilani Dowding, who I'm a big fan of. And she was selling signed photos on her website, so I ordered one. And this is it. And she is topless in it because she's a page 3 model. So therefore, that's why my hand's covering this side of the screen. Okay, this is another Sarah Hendy. This one I bought from her website before I won the competition one. She sold a few different signed photos. I think they were only something like £5 or £10. And this is the one I ordered. And then this is a signed letter that came. I emailed Katie Hill, the Blue Peter presenter, and gone on to do lots of other bits as well. I emailed her at Capital Radio saying where's the best place to write to get a signed photo, and she just said, "Oh, just give me your address and I'll send you one out." And she did, and enclosed this letter with it. And the photo is a smaller one, so it's in one of my other folders. This is presenter and actress Sarah Matravers. I think that's how you pronounce her surname. She first came to my attention. She was presenting on one of the DIY home fix-up shows on, I think it was on the BBC. And I liked her on that, not realising she was also an actress. And then she was one of the leads in Footballers' Wives Extra Time, which is what this photo's from. So I wrote to her and she nicely signed my photos and returned it. This is Ulrika Jonsson, someone I've long been a favourite of from her Weather Girl days on, I was going to say GMTV, but I think it was TVAM, wasn't it? And through Gladiators and, of course, Shooting Stars, and her own sketch show that Vic Reeves and Bob Mortimer wrote for her was very good as well. So I wrote to her, and she signed a photo I sent, as you can see. This is Jane Middlemiss. I wrote to Jane, sent a photo. They returned it with this pre-signed photo, but it's not a preprint, it is actually signed. Jane's TV presenter, done lots of work on children's TV, then went on, did Top of the Pops and stuff like that as well. She was on Love Island back when it was Celebrity Love Island, and I've always had a bit of a thing for her, so that's why I wanted to write to her. Then we have one of my favourite people on the planet, the lovely Zoe Ball. I wrote to her. I first saw Zoe on years and years before she started doing anything. She was a runner on The Big Breakfast, and when she found out that she'd got the role presenting in the Broom Cupboard on children's BBC, Chris Evans got her in for an interview with Zig and Zag in the bathroom, sort of saying, watch out for her, she's going to be a big star, she's worked for us, we really like her, etc, etc. And as soon as I saw her, I just fell in love with her, and I followed her career ever since. When I was at university was when she was presenting The Big Breakfast, so I used to tape it every morning, and then when I got in from my lectures I'd watch it. Oops, sorry, kicked the stand. So yes, so I followed her career throughout. Wrote to her. This is a photo I sent, which she's signed. But what she did, I sent a self-addressed envelope, as I always used to, when I used to write to people. And she returned that, and she put it all in her own envelope and wrote out the address and paid for it herself, which was really nice of her. And she also includes another photo, which you will see at some point. This is Susie Perry, who I'm a big fan of. First came to my attention when they relaunched Treasure Hunt, and she took over the Annika Rice role on that. And then not long after that, they relaunched Superstars. I think it was only one series, maybe two, but she was a presenter on that as well. Really liked her, so I wrote to her and sent this photo, which she nicely signed for me. And then she enclosed this letter, which has got my address at the top of it, so I'm covering that. But you can see that's the letter she sent, and again signed. This is Tony Robinson. Again, this could be in my comedy one. The in-person one I got last year I've put in my comedy folder, but I've left this one, since it's a normal headshot of him, I've left this one in with the presenters, because of course he presented Time Team amongst other shows, and of course he's Baldrick in Blackadder, but I wrote to him and he signed this for me and enclosed an unsigned little sort of biography, A4 biography with it. This is Emily Booth again. I bought this one on eBay. It came, the photo behind is sort of an unsigned one that it came with, and then this is a signed smaller photo. This was before I wrote to her that I bought that. This is another Sarah Hendy. Again, this is before I won the one I did, but I do have a habit when people are selling signed photos, if I like the photos and if they're cheap enough, I'll just order them. Well, I certainly used to anyway. So this is a bit of a more glam one of Sarah. This is Denise Van Outen, who I'm sure you're all familiar with, presenter and actress. This was an eBay purchase, but I'm happy with its authenticity. This is Jay Leno, presented The Tonight Show for many years in the US, also a comedian. This was a cheap purchase as well on eBay. Not entirely sure of the authenticity. This is definitely authentic. This is Chris Evans. Again, this is an eBay purchase. This is a page from a magazine, Hello or OK, something like that by the looks of it. That he's signed. Best wishes, Chris Evans. And you can tell. Compare it to the signatures on the checks, it's definitely genuine. This is another Leilani Dowding. Again, she's naked in it, so I'm covering boobs and bum. But this is another purchase through her website. This is Nell McAndrew. I'm trying to remember if this, because I bought one before I wrote to her. Yeah, this is the one I bought. And it's signed on both sides. This is, when people write to her, she tends to stick an extra one in that's similar to this. This was obviously the one she was sending out at a certain point, and somebody sold it on eBay, but that's definitely authentic. Lots of editing going on, so I can show you these. These are both eBay purchases of the supermodels Naomi Campbell and Cindy Crawford. Both of them containing nudity. Not 100% on the authenticity of either of them. Two more supermodels, again, both eBay purchases, again, both unsure of the authenticity. That's Kate Moss and Tyra Banks. Okay, how are we doing? Okay, I'm going to end part one here. We'll have this one in 2 parts. So thank you for watching, and next part will probably be up in about a week's time. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on another video. Bye.